Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have had 2 C-sections. One was 3 years ago with my son. It was an emergency C-section, and the most recent was a planned C-section with my baby girl. And I am here to tell you that the worst part aesthetically about a C-section is not the scar itself, it is the C-section shelf that overhangs above your scar. Now, I am very thin, I'm in shape, I maintained a healthy weight throughout my pregnancy. With my baby girl, I only gained 5 pounds, and I am back to almost having a 6-pack, but I still have a lingering C-section shelf. It often looks worse at the end of the day than it does in the morning. It seems a little bit flatter. And I found that after having my son, I had a little tiny bulge, but it did not bother me nearly as much as it does now. I am gonna share a list of non-surgical treatment options that can help diminish the appearance of your C-section shelf from anywhere to 30 to 70%. And I have used several of these methods, and I've also gone to several specialists. And although I still have, I would say, about a 0.5-inch overhang, by using these methods, I was able to diminish the appearance quite drastically. And stay till the end of the video because I'm gonna share my experience with trips to a couple of specialists and what they recommended if more of the homeopathic massages and diet and exercise and oils didn't work. First is using a postpartum belly band. You can buy this on Amazon, but most hospitals or OBs will actually give you a band to wrap the area after you've had a C-section. And I used both of these bands for about a week after having both of my C-sections done. The next is scar massage or mobilization. Now, with my son, I didn't do this at all, but with my daughter, I just felt this thick band of scar tissue because they cut you in the exact same spot. And so what I did is every time I get out of the shower, I use a oil, and I will link that below. It's a blend oil, and you can do several different massage techniques. I have a full video on different techniques you can use, and this will help mobilize the scar and break up that scar tissue. Of course, you want to wait till you get clearance from your doctor, and you can typically start as soon as 6 weeks after your C-section with lighter massage and then going deeper as your skin surfaces fully recover. With my daughter, I didn't start this until months postpartum, and I really wish I had started it sooner. Next thing, and this just goes right along with that mobilization, is cupping. So instead of pushing pressure down into the scar tissue to break it up, the cupping is great because it actually lifts the skin and all the 7 layers that they cut into up towards the surface, trying to release some of that puckered edge that creates that pooch or that shelf. And I will link the cup that I've been using on Amazon below. Number 4 is diet and exercise. Now, if you still have a lot of fat and baby weight on your tummy, these other methods are not going to be as effective because you need to eliminate that fat that is in your tummy. That fat is just going to sit right on top of that scar because they went so many layers deep that the fat pockets are just going to sit there. So the number one thing you can do to make your C-section shelf appear better and less prominent is to eliminate the fat in there. Once you eliminate the fat, all that's going to be left is some liquid and some loose skin. Next is going to be pelvic floor work and Kegels, and I have another video on that I'll link to, different exercises specifically that you can do. I did find that I do so many ab exercises, bridges, wall sits, dead bugs, all of these things, and that was only really getting me so far. So I did want to add Kegels onto this because I did see quite a bit of difference of the area being sucked in when I started consistently doing Kegels on a daily basis. Next is going to be the silicone scar patch, and I use the one from Frida. It comes with a set, and the silicone scar patch is mainly for that surface scar appearance, but it does claim on the patch that because it locks in collagen and moisture, it can actually help with areas below the skin. The last three are going to be some fairly costly options, and these are options that you would be able to do at a doctor's or a dermatologist. Number one is going to be laser lipo. So this is considered non-surgical because it is a laser on the surface. The price can range anywhere between $2,500 and $5,500. So this would actually get rid of any fat that is sitting on top of your scar if you're having pockets that are just really hard to get rid of with diet and exercise. Next is going to be threading. This is similar to the threading that would be used in a facelift, where it actually lifts up the skin in that area so it's not sagging below. And lastly is going to be Lymp Touch, and the cost on this ranges from $2,000 to $6,000, and this can be used if there's actually liquids that are built up that can be drained out of the area, diminishing the appearance of that C-section shelf. So I have tried all of the methods on this whiteboard except for the last three, which would be the threading, the drainage, and the laser liposuction. And as I mentioned, my C-section shelf is still not perfect, as you can see in the video, and it can't really be seen under clothes or bathing suits unless it's a thinner fabric or it's just I'm having a bad overhang day. But I did go to several specialists recently just to get a second opinion and say like, hey, is this fat on top of the area? Would some sort of contour body sculpting work where they actually do a non-invasive procedure? It's similar to the laser liposuction, or like, what do you recommend? And one of the places I went to said they would not recommend the contour sculpting for me because I did not have any fat in the area after they diagnosed it. They did say they would recommend more of a wrap method where it's a skin tightening procedure. This would be a non-invasive procedure where there would be several treatments, and the cost was about $800. I have not done that yet because I'm a little bit skeptical about just like a body wrap with some oils and heat. And then the other doctor or treatment I was looking into was where they actually eliminate the C-section scar. It's called a C-section scar removal treatment. And this is a surgical treatment where they actually recut you in the exact same place and basically remove that extra skin and stitch you up so that you do have a smooth appearance. And then you would of course just treat the scar on the surface of the skin after the fact. And I'll show some before and afters on that procedure. It's pretty impressive. I just don't know if I want to put my body through that surgery and recovery again. It's about a 10-day recovery, and getting cut open in the exact same spot just really ekes me out. When at the end of the day, my overhang bothers me, but I don't know if it bothers me enough to get cut open again. The thing that really frustrates me about the C-section shelf is that I am doing everything within my power, such as like hydrating my skin, diet, and exercise, and it's still there, and there just is nothing that I can seem to do to get it completely gone 100%. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is that my C-section scar itself looks like it's dark in the video or in any photos, but when I pull my skin up, you can see that that line is almost white. So the darkness is from that extra skin overhang, and it's a shadow it's creating. If you have any questions or want to share some treatments that worked for you or didn't work for you, definitely leave them below, and we will see you on the next video.